I literally thought you already had it started because they were just doing
No,
their thing.
but if you're not kidding with me, we got a lot of them before, so I think it's good.
Oh, good. There, because yeah, they just came by again just to say, "Okay, Hank, here you go. We'll show you these." Because they just did it
I
again.
wonder if they are for your sake or my sake.
I think they are because
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I think
So
I think they show up because I don't think they need to be visible because I feel them when I go under, and I already open up, so I think I will be out in a second or two. But let's do this session anyway. So
okay, very good. Yeah. So every time I see them, which I keep seeing them over and over, I'm just going to hold my pen up like that. Let's see if I can stay focused. I will. All right. And once again, guys, this is Hank and Lars. Lars is in Sweden. I'm in Houston, Texas. And Lars, I'd like you to take a long, slow, deep breath. Inhale big and hold. 2, 3. Slowly release. 2, 3, and hold your breath. Don't breathe. Inhale deep through your nose and hold. Slowly release. 2, 3, and hold your breath. Don't breathe. Inhale deep and hold. And as you release, feel the relaxation moving through your body. Very good. And once again, imagine your tailbone shooting through to the center of the earth to a huge diamond blue sword, a blue sword made of a blue diamond, a diamond made of blue. And as you wrap your tailbone around that diamond sword, a violet flame ignites and inhale the violet flame to the crown of your head and slowly release into your body and feel the relaxation moving through your body. You are getting sleepier and sleepier and sleepier. You are going deeper and deeper and deeper. The sounds in the room are starting to fade. A loving connection is being made. You will hear everything that love has to say, and what you hear will not bother you in any way. You are comfortable, safe, and protected. You are mentally and physically respected. Feel the relaxation moving head to toe. Allow your perceptions to steadily grow. Feel all tensions flow right out, flow right out. Release all fear, release all doubt. Feel the flow of love coming into this space, moving you deeper and deeper into a sacred place. You are comfortable, safe, and protected. You are honored, acknowledged, and respected. Through portals where you may meet guardians and guides, or loved ones who've passed to the other side, visit the past, the future, or parallel lives on Earth or from outer space, on different planes, dimensions, or as other race. You are now arriving at the perfect place where all answers are given face to face. Imagine a beautiful door right in front of you. Speak loud and clear who is coming through. Can you see a big beautiful door?
no, I think I'm in a vortex, sitting in a sphere of like glass. I'm going up, up, up.
Ah, very nice. Very, very.
I think they're bringing me to a higher frequency.
Allow you yourself to just move into this frequency.
Yeah.
Very nice. And where are you now?
Oh, I'm recognize this place. I've been here before. I'm standing on a big black slab of some shiny material.
I remember this place. Very good.
Yes,
The vortex always takes you here.
yes, it does.
Oh, very good. And go ahead and just describe what's ahead of you then.
It's just a vast space around me, and I can see. Oh, it's really beautiful. I can see galaxies, solar system. And when I focus on them, I'm coming up very close to the different places.
Oh, very nice. Someone is going to come to greet you.
Yes,
How are they arriving?
I come like just one light coming closer, very intense white light coming closer.
Does it hurt your eyes?
No, not at all.
Very nice.
It's shining and pulsating and coming closer. And now they are just in front of me, and I see a lovely, beautiful woman taking shape.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, she's beautiful. Oh,
Does she greet you?
yes, she took my hand and just I shivered in whole my entity.
Ah,
Really,
very good.
I felt this love going through me. And she said, I'm sorry for kicking your ass. Oh, funny. I've been hard at you sometimes, but it's necessary because we have to pick up the pace of what we're doing. We have to keep up and step up another step in the intensity of what we're bringing forward.
Is that why you keep waking up in the middle of the night?
Yes, and
And ask her.
she
Okay.
said that it was me that kept you asleep for so long because we needed to do some work together, and I recognize that you remember a bit of it, conscious in the conscious state, but most of it is unconscious. But you are going to access that very soon, maybe next night or something like that. She speaks very much with images, and she speaks into in my head, not moving in the mouth.
Oh, very good. Nice and clear. Do you recognize this entity?
Yes, I do.
Is it who I think it is?
Yes, this is Maya.
Oh, very good. I didn't want to say. I wanted you to say it.
Yes,
Oh, very good.
she's shown me different spelling on her name every time, but it's come together to Maya anyway. So that's what I like to call her, and she's okay with that because she presented herself with that label earlier in my life.
How does she spell it this time?
I need to
M
ask. I
Y.
need to ask her to put it forward again.
Oh, okay.
MAIHA. MHYA, my ha, with an H in.
Okay.
MY H
And
A. It's two A in in the end.
my
Yeah,
okay, my ha, may
my ha. Yeah. But anyway, I call her Maya.
very good.
And she's smiling very, very big. She's so happy to be able to talk to us again. It's been some time since she was connected in this way with us.
Yes, it has been a while.
She is very happy to be able to greet Hank back here. And she is also very pleased with the work he is doing. She is also very pleased that we are reaching out to a bigger congregation. Or I think she mean a bigger crowd, bigger.
Audience, community.
Yeah, something like. I thought she said the congregation or something.
What did she call it?
Congregation. I don't
Oh,
know.
congregations.
Congregation. Yes.
That's like well, it's like in the church. That's what you call a congregation. Uh,
Yeah, but
church members.
it's nothing
Well,
religious.
I
So,
know.
yeah.
We understand. We totally understand that for sure. I'll tell her I'm really happy to be in her audience as well. I feel very honored.
Oh, she stroked you over the hair. She said, "Lovely."
She like my afro?
Yes, it seems like that. She stroked your hair and said, "Lovely."
Oh, okay. Very good. So it's been a while, and you guys are doing a lot of work together. And before we get on the topic of the information that you had remembered, is there anything that she'd like to share? And first, just if anything she'd like to share. I mean, I know she said she was happy to see us again, and we're real happy about that.
She say it's the most important that they pay attention of what we are going to talk about in this topic. She is fully aware of where we are going. She know that because she was the one that called for us. So just pay attention for
Ec-
everyone.
Excellent. And all of the energy beings that have been floating around your head, and what are those indications of from her perspective, please?
For them to being visible, it's for confirmation. But the intent behind it is to help with the frequency and the vibration that can have a toll on your physical body sometimes. So it's a little bit like holding you under the arms, she say,
Oh, very good.
supporting, and enlightenment also, of course.
Understood. And of course, Lars is very appreciative as well as I am for the confirmation and for the support.
Yes.
And so, where we have this conversation here in this space where you are, or will you move to another space? Uh,
You can talk to me here.
Very good. And just for the sake of, how I do, is how would you describe yourself now? Look at your hands and look at her hands, or what the part what you're holding. Is it, is
It's
there a form?
it's a form, but not a solid form. It's mostly light, mostly energy, but I can feel her taking my hands And my arms and hands are in the same state as her. And they connect. When we're holding hands, it's connect not only physical by the hands, we reconnect to the most inner of us, to the most highest intent in us.
Ah, beautiful. And of course, we always seem to ask this as well, but I think it's nice to ask. Where are you focused in? Are you focused in the vortex? Where did it take you to? Which dimension are you receiving this information?
It's a it's a part of the 15th dimension. We've been here many times. Yeah,
Yeah.
just to be able to be clear, to be able to be clear in the receiving and the transceiving of these messages we get. Yeah.
Oh, very good. And Augustine and Isabel, is it possible for them to come forward and just be in this group as well?
They are always here when Hank is involved in this kind of session. They always taking part and communicate to him from this reality.
Oh, very good. Do they ever help put the questions into my head that I ask?
Yes, all the
Oh,
time.
excellent.
And then they make fun of you for all the questions you make.
Okay.
They have a
Okay.
sense of humor.
I love that. Love that. Love it. Very good.
They are
And
standing here in the background, both of them, and
ex-
there are more entities here now.
I was going to ask that. I sort of felt like there were more that were coming in. Um, what other entities come in during these sessions to either pay attention or to listen in to these sessions? And
There are many of them working together with us in different areas and in different communities or what you call it,
councils.
councils. Yeah, that's something we like to call it, councils. They often say community, and we're
Yes.
working together with them, and they are gathering together because very important topics need to be supported to be brought forward in the highest attention and in the highest matter, because nothing of it this is to take in light of taking, or now they talk all at the same time. Please, please. Yeah, I'm back with Maya again. She say it's here to enforce the importance what we're doing, what we're saying, and what we want to bring forward.
Oh, very good. And so, as you look out, how, uh, as you look out, would you say you're surrounded?
No, not real, but they're standing in a half circle in front of me. And I
Okay.
stand, first I have Maya really close, and then I have your higher entity in there, beside her, a little bit behind her, and then all of the other entities are standing in a half circle behind that.
So Isabel and Augustine are as one in one form.
Yes,
Oh, very good. And do you see all these entities as light beings?
yes, they all are.
Okay.
They can't have another form in this vibration.
Oh, very good. Very, very good. So, shall we bring forward questions, or shall the subject that we were speaking about were the nuclear armaments on the planet? Now, I know right now a bunch of questions just popped into my head, but before I start asking questions, could they share? That's really important for us to know right now in terms of the nuclear armament on the planet. Um, Should I say anything first, or should I just let them?
I think she wants to say something first, because
Okay, very good.
all the attention, all the attention behind this message is for you to realize what's still holding you back, and in a way all light workers and all entities surrounding you are now focused of trying to get us out of anything that hold us back in form of lower density energy. And this we are going to address today is a big important for you to realize that is like a big wall for you to break through.
Holding us back in the process of ascension.
Exactly.
Okay, very good.
All lower vibration we keep into our souls in any form keep us back to raise into a higher density, higher vibration, or even in a higher understanding of things, matters. She she said that she and Lars discussed this last night, and we were, because it's important for us to understand this, because when we hold on to that kind of thought pattern and mindset, we cannot break loose from that and raise, because it's always holding us back.
You mean being in the security mode of needing these weapons?
That's a part of, and a very big part of it, because it can get no lower vibration than matters of mass destruction that not only threaten the humanity, but the existence of all living beings. It should be a total disaster if that energy came loose. Totally disaster. So we want to bring this up again for you to think of, to discuss, and to come up with solution for this. Because the solution and the decision have to come from the inner, the most inner of every being, every entity on your planet. It cannot be enforced upon you. You need to deal with that.
So, would it be in our best interest that everyone is listening to start meditating and sending their energy toward a solution and also bringing it forward, even by writing congressmen or writing our politicians or whatever about how important this is to bring it to the surface more, to lend our energy to solution? Is that correct?
That is certainly some ways you can do it. And if you search inside yourself, you will find the best way to resonate what you will do. Writing to Congress or the ruling elite is definitely one way. Putting this message to your line of friends and close ones is also a way, because if you start putting a seed into the dirt, it will grow. And this has not been a topic for you beings on this planet for a long time. So now it's time to take up that again, because it is a hinder for us to develop. Because we are not going to get any new technology or new knowledge that can be used in a destructive way And as long we're keeping on to this destructive behavior and thinking, they are not going to be able to help us with that. They are not
So because
allowed to.
these, when you say we're not allowed to, uh, these decrees are coming from a source creator.
As all things are from the source, but this is a topic of the communities that work with helping your planet system and the galaxy you live in with the erasing of the awareness. And this has been a topic they have discussed in these councils for quite a while now. And now it's time to bring it forward to make you aware of it. And please do use any method, any means you can to get this out to as many as possible. Because when you are many, you can impose your opinion on the ruling elite that also are diminishing into a smaller, they're losing their power in some kind of way. They're losing the ability to control. But that also makes them more dangerous than ever because they feel, of course, they're losing control.
Understood.
That's why it's so important for you to demand that you will not hold on to that low vibration anymore. You will not allow to be that new nuclear weapon or any weapon of mass destruction is able to be used against the humanity. And of course, all weapons, all military has to lose the fear that hold them on to that reality they live in. But when you put this up on the table to be visible for all, it will have effect. It will alter people's way of holding on to fear. It will alter the way of their mindset.
Understood. So no use, no more, no new technology until we resolve these weapons, because they could actually take the new technology and somehow weaponize them. Is that uh,
They
a
can use
concern?
some of the technique or knowledge to use in a destructive way. Not all of them, and some of the technique is going to brought forward to you in the near future. But some of the technique that should be able to help humanity with health issues or starvation problem and problem with agriculture.
Agriculture.
Yes, they cannot be put forward as it is now because it can be used of the steering elite for bad purpose. So they are not allowed to give us that now.
So you're saying that there are certain healing techniques and agriculture that cannot be brought forward at the moment. What will be able to be brought forward, just out of curiosity, that can still come forward that'll help, or was everything able?
You're going to receive the possibility to harvest energy for you to use in your vehicles, to use for heating up your houses. You will have this technique where it uses zero impact of your planet's
Oh,
resources.
so that okay. So that technique can't. Those techniques can't be used for harm then.
No, because they are based up programming different materials that are not going. It's not able to for you elite to have access to reprogram that.
Oh, very good. And what about the area of space that we're in? The high vibration of the area of space. The vibration is never going to lower, and you've stated that before. What type of effect as will this high vibration have on these negative elites who are trying their best to hinder this process of ascension? I mean, I'm under the impression that as the vibrations rises, they'll keep losing more and more and more of their ability to. I've been told that they won't even have the inclination to do some of the heinous things that they've done before as the vibration rises. How much truth is involved in that? Um, the nature of this energy, in terms of how it affects the human.
Many of them is turning around in the way of thinking. They are losing the interest of having control, and many in your elites now are realize that they are not going to be able to keep up with that in the rate that the vibration now is getting higher, in the rate the masses getting enlightened and awake. They realize that they have to have another interest in the higher attention because they they are now starting to think what they can do to help instead of thinking of what they can do to collect and receive.
Excellent. And what would happen if the sphere beings who have been shielding the planet from the harsh rays that are coming from the sun because of this high vibration, if they were to remove themselves, what would happen to the people in these low vibrational states? What would happen to their bodies or their mental state?
To put this very blunt, it would be frying their brains. They will be frying their minds. They will not be able to cope with that. They will just go crazy.
And what percentage of the population would survive if the spear beings were to remove? Is there any entity? Is there enough entities that have high enough vibration to be able to handle that at all on the planet?
Yes, there are many of you already in in the fifth dimension. So
Oh, very
yes, but we
okay.
don't want to wipe out anyone. We don't want to exclude anyone because they are not aware of what they have been doing, and we are giving them the chance to grow as person and individuals to be a part of the collective.
Absolutely.
So that's why but also you have to realize that all that energy that's flowing is making your planet grow also, and not only your planet, all planets in your solar system. And if that should be released, it can be rather chaotic. And as your planet are inhabited with so many living beings, so many energies, entities living here, it should not be good for you.
Understood. So when you say it's growing, you mean it's expanding and getting larger. Is that correct?
Yes, it's
Okay.
almost like your planet is giving birth. It's going through a tough time now. It's re- rebirth. It's going to reborn again because it also need to adapt to the new energy flow where its inhabitants are receiving now.
So Gaia is having a pretty tough labor then, huh?
Yes,
To put
that's why
in.
we so often speak of you reconnect back to the nature. The planet need it, and you need it to reconnect again in a higher reality, in a higher or in a closer matter, because
Okay.
you have been disconnected not from only your next kind, but also from the nature and what's been given to you. You have so long time used it not for the good of humanity, but just to get the richer, and to be able to collect wealth. And that is nothing good coming out of that.
I'm still thinking. I'm I'm still thinking about the nuclear weapons and these weapons of mass destruction. Uh, you know, on how the 99% are going to be able to somehow persuade the 1% who are in control to dismantle these weapons. Um,
You have more power than you ever have realized. And just bringing it forward as an issue will wake up so many more. And if you write into your Congress, if you do articles in the news, in any way you can, just talk to your neighbor. Ask them, what are you standing in this? Are you so afraid that you want to have a nuclear weapon as a backup for your security because it's a false security? If the weapons go off, you will be the first to disappear and die. So it's in no sense in keeping them, no sense for the humanity.
Absolutely. I was telling Lars earlier when I was in a program in high school, we went to go study the government, and I had an opportunity to speak to, I think it was the Congress, and I posed that question like three times. What would happen if there was a nuclear war? And I said that no one would win. And so, what would be the point of it at all, or even the point of having such destructive weapons? And it sort of blew me off. I wonder back then, is that when they started watching? Just interesting thought. Um,
It's also important for you to realize that all that type of people that's still holding on to this think they have a backup of securities for them.
close.
They think they're hollow out of mountains and hiding out will keep them alive, but they don't realize that they will wake up, come up to a dead planet. And what good is that for anyone? They just have to reconnect that into their mind that this is futile and this is no, if this is not for benefit for anyone, not anyone can benefit from this.
We keep hearing that they have an intention on wiping out a huge portion of the population because they think there's too many. And I mean, in movies, just the other day I was watching a movie and they said that, that was what their plan was. And then they have these things called the Georgia Guidestones, where, I mean, that agenda is being pushed major. Um,
Yes,
are
but
there still
what
extraterrestrials?
they don't realize is if they starting up a nuclear war, they will not be able to choose what part of the mankind they will wipe out. They can be self in that part of the mankind. And we need to remind them of that they are not safe, because you are not the only one in your country holding us onto this technology. There is all over the planet, and we need to enforce that on many different countries also. We're not just only focusing on what you're doing in your country. There's many
Okay.
more countries holding this technology, and all of them think that they are safe, but they are not. They're going to they are going to wake up to a dead planet that not even can support them.
Well, I just hope that uh, the information that we had been given before is that uh, from channel messages is that Prime Creator has decreed that no more nuclear weapons can be even used. I mean, we even had a session where we spoke in depth about that, that they're not allowing any of the nuclear weapons, these weapons of mass destruction, to be used on the planet. But what we were speaking about earlier is Lars said that one of the main things that Maya, you told him was that yes, they're not going to allow those weapons to go off, so we don't have to worry about being destroyed by a nuclear explosions or a nuclear war. But we need to dismantle them and get rid of them before any new technology can come through, because we are still in the free will zone, and anything can still possibly happen. Um,
And you're still holding on to that low vibration as long as you keep them and think that you need them.
what about the thought we hear that they have them planted near major volcanoes, super volcanoes?
That's not a topic we think is important. That is nothing we are aware of.
Okay. Well, the thing about it is okay. So I just want to make it clear.
There is
Trying
a lot of fear mongering going on still. There is a lot of misconception,
misconceptions,
misconception.
disinformation,
Yes,
and
but
abound.
it's just to enforce that holding on to that low vibration of fear. That's why we push on this every single time we are able to connect with you, because it's so important that you get rid of the fear, get rid of the hatred and the hostility and the disconnection to the rest of, of mankind.
Okay. Very good. We're with that, and it's totally understood, especially from our point of view. And I would just, of course, ask all light workers to lend their energy and their efforts to share and spread this message to as many people as possible. Um, can you give us anything positive, anything positive at all that we have to look forward to, or anything positive that they actually see that's actually happening on the planet with the vibration of the light workers, or any just uh, something positive?
We want to share with you that there is so many positive, positive things going on among light beings, among the entity you call indigo children, but most of them are now adults. There's many lovely things going on, and we can see the spreading of love over your borders taking place. Former enemies are now connecting back together and realize that we are here together and border is just a line on a map. It has no relevance for the humanity at all. And we can see that is so much growing now, and it makes us happy, very, very happy that this is happening. It can seem a little bit negative when we talk up, but we have to focus on the topics that holding your vibration to a holding you back to a lower vibration, because that is the important thing for you now and forward to focus on. But of course, lovely thing is happening every day. Reconnection to the source has never been higher from this planet you are inhabited now. It's never have been this close connection before, as long as the form of entity or the form of manifestation you have now. And it makes us really, really happy and hopeful.
Excellent. So even the technology that Lars is working on will be one of those technologies that are going to have to hold out until, I don't know,
No,
until,
we will bring this forward rather soon. We can't set a date because it's totally depend on where you are in the development. But it is ready for you to be used, and he is working on the technology to be able to explain for you how to use and why to use it. He's learning to handle that technology, and many others also. He work in groups, in many groups, but it's coming to you, and that is also a big step forward to a better place.
excellent. Um, all of the entities that are there in that space, you say everyone collectively is, what are they sending information, sending energy through Lars or through this communication to help it be as clear as possible. And even when I stutter around, or Lars sometimes has a problem with because he's obviously Swedish, and he's interpreting this into English as he's channeling this information from you. Are the people who are listening, they're feeling this information more than what they're hearing? Is that what's happening with this group of people, that with the group of entities that are there, helping them to feel this information in their heart, and so they can discern it in that way? Is that part of the process?
That is a part, but they're also collecting the energy, that feedback from your work to put in the data bank of I don't understand the word. There is to put back in the library of knowledge, they say. So they also collect in a higher level knowledge and understanding that is coming back from you, that we are communicating with, and also when it resonates with others, they are also able to tune into that frequency and put it back in this knowledge bank.
Okay, understood. So basically, you just said the entities that are there and that are that are in the semicircle, that are there holding the energy, they're also receiving information from us, and that they're putting it into the, what you call it, the galactic library of information. Is that what you're saying? That's part of their purpose?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make it clear. I figured that's what you were talking about because I asked about their with them being there, but you're saying they're receiving information as well as
Yes.
also fortifying the connection.
They
Uh,
enhance the possibility for you to having this conversation. They enhance the possibility for Lars to translate, but they also are there in a higher level to connect the feedback from your reality, from your level, because it's also very important to put into this bank of knowledge that is resonating back to the source. It has been the attention from the source to connect all the experience and knowledge that is possible to put into this, call it library. And you also have to understand when you raise your frequency, when you raise the awareness of your planet, you're also going to be able to connect to that place of how high knowledge. But you're never, never, never able to go beyond the level where you're receiving now.
we'll never be able to go beyond the level that we're receiving now because
It
as long as
it's a proportion to what where you are in your development, what kind of access you get.
okay. So we've had access. Lars and I have had, well, Lars has had access. I guess I have access if I can ask questions and get answers. That considers me getting access. Is that correct?
You have been invited to that realm several times before, yes.
I've been making a point before I go to bed that I like to connect and have a little bit more remembrance. And I was told a long time ago that I would have better remembrance of my dreams and of the work that I'm doing. And haven't been smoking weed, and so that normally would stop me from dreaming or especially remembering my dreams. Is my vibration dropping or something, or how come I can't seem to only every blue moon make that connection? And I'm supposed to be so busy doing so much stuff.
That is why you sometimes don't remember. It's because you are focusing on a total different area, but you are able to connect and you are doing that almost every night. You are working with different communities in this, so you are aware of it. You are not able, maybe for the moment, to recall that because you are busy with other type of works now. But don't worry, dear Hank, it will soon be revealed so much more, not only for you, but for many of you working hard to make this happening, to make this happen in the future now, because it is important, and you holding on to the higher intent of making this happen. And you don't do that out of ego most of the time, but sometimes there is a little bit of ego in there. You have wishes that not will have that big impact of what is going on. But we understand that feeling on frustration, we are aware that you are emotional beings. We are aware that it's also a unique thing that you have, on your planet. So we can feel your frustration, we can feel it, but we cannot fulfill that for you all the time. But then you have the ability to connect.
So you say ego, and of course I'm ego in terms of, oh, I want everyone to think, oh, I'm so special because I'm doing this or something, or?
No, definitely not. But you have some wishes for yourself. You have some wishes that you can understand them more and see more and connect more in your consciousness. But you are doing a lot of this when you are not in this wake state, because there is a lot of brain chatter going on in your mind. And that is one thing that is a hinder for you to connect. That's why we sometimes try to say that it will be very good for you to meditate, and we sometimes are harsh and said, be quiet and listen to the inner, not to the brain chatter that is going on constantly. You have decided to divide your mind into two parts, left and right, and in a way it's true. In a way, it's true that one part of your brain is closer to connect than the other part, but the interconnection between the two parts, you need to practice on to separate that, not physically but mentally. You need to practice on to be quiet and listen to your inner voice. And that's not so easy when you're brought up in that reality. You are. All have, through all ages now, tell you that there's no such thing as this, there's not such thing that everything you has as a small child were taken out of you with the form of upbringing you choose to have. And now when you want to reconnect to that after many years of being alive, it's not so easy. You came into this reality with a much more closer connection, but not with all the memories. But now you have been indoctrinated from school, from parents, from friends, and you are also a victim of the collective pressure or the group pressure. You have to realize that, and you have to take a step back to that. We say sometimes that you have to reconnect to the child within you that have no boundaries of what is possible or not possible. If you think that this is not possible, then it will not be possible. But if you really think that you have an imaginary friend, as many of you have small children, the imaginary friend, do you know what that is? That is your higher self that you work connected with on a daily basis. Or when
I, I understand what you're saying, and I'm listening. Are you speaking directly to me about me?
we're talking to all of you, because
Oh,
all of you are affected by this. We wanted to make clear of that the ego we're talking about is nothing that you want to be admired or that you want to be put up on a pedestal or anything like that. We don't receive it like that. But the little bit of I in you want to have something that is not for the second possible for you to connect to. So if you let go of that feeling, release that feeling, and it will come floating to you as soon as it's meant to be. So reconnect to your child, reconnect to the imaginary friend you had, because the imaginary friend is just your connection to the higher frequency.
Very good.
We hope we can make this as clear as possible, and also ask for you that having children now, not ever, ever tell them that they are imagining or they are just using the fantasy, because it's just exactly that thing you have to use to reconnect again.
Excellent. 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 Very, very beautiful message, very potent message. And I believe that everyone who has an opportunity for this particular post to cross their ears will take it to heart. And we're very appreciative. Uh, how's Lars's body doing now?
Oh, he's okay. No problem.
Excellent.
He's a little warm, but he always getting warmer in his body when he is in higher frequency. It's nothing bad.
Okay.
It's okay.
Very good. So, Maya, so Lars will get the information that he needs. Will have access to the information that he needs of everything else that you spoke with him, and I know that was a private conversation, um, and so that's very good. And is there anything that possibly Isabel or Augustine may have to share or um, at all for myself or for anyone who else could possibly resonate with?
They just want to recognize you and the work you're doing, and they are so proud of you because your intention is set for a very, very much higher purpose, and that makes them very happy. And don't forget that they are your imaginary friend also from childhood.
Excellent. Could they speak on the dragon energy at all? We hear it's a powerful energy. I know I was born in the year of the dragon.
Yes,
Um,
it's a powerful energy, but we can't, uh, we can't, we can't in any way put forward what it is in now, because it will not feel any purpose to do that. Otherwise, other than realize that it's a force within you as Hank that is very powerful. Realize that it's a force that can go either way. And also, if you're thinking of what is a dragon, is a,
you mean in terms of negative and positive, it can go either way?
yes, exactly. But
Okay.
but you have only used it for positive thing. But we want you to be aware of that you can be very powerful if you turn onto a negative thinking. But we cannot see that is going to happen.
If they're my higher expression, I know I have free will, but aren't they pretty much guiding me? And I mean, could you explain that? And that's just not for me. I mean, just for everyone in terms of the higher self. maybe you say the conversation we're having now is about the nuclear weapons and how we need to really make it a real strong point to get that information out there. And I think we've covered that really, really well. Um,
As your guide, we are focused on bringing forward what holding you back. That is a
a
big issue.
huge,
Your higher self talking to you all the time, and sometimes you're aware of it because you hear it, you're putting down it, writing, you're doing, take it up in questions when you're doing this type of session with Lars or with others. And that is a big plus for you that you're focusing in the right direction. And your higher self are there boosting you, supporting you, giving you input, and listening to you. And I am so happy with what you are doing now.
that's understood. And I'm thankful. Um, I,
They are sorry that they not can step forward, manifest in front of you, and for your physical eyes to see, but your third eye can see them all the time if you desire to. And you are connected, very, very well connected to them. And you use that ability and also the ability of the energy of the dragon to drag forward this what you have started up and have been doing for so many years. We
very
want
good.
to acknowledge you in that. You're doing healing work with people, you're doing tutoring with people, you are working in so many areas that for many others should be overwhelming, and you just keep doing it year after year. And we want to send our deepest, deepest gratefulness to you that you're doing this. Because, as we said before, we all have a free will, so you can choose just to sit down and do absolutely nothing. But that's not what you wanted to do, and that was not your intention when you manifested here. And you are supported, and you are protected in the very highest level.
Thank you. And I love you. And we're very appreciative. You know, at the end, when we finish out these sessions and we get the information, Maya, we love you. We appreciate you tremendously. All those other entities that have come to help hold this vibration for us to have this communication, we love you and respect you for that. And hopefully, you've been able to get uh, from our experiences all you need to keep filling that library up for source. And I know my device here is on its way out, and it's so I, if everyone is has everything that they need or everything that needs to be said, if you could say it now, here's the time. If not, I'm going to go ahead and bring Lars out of this. And once again, thank you very, very much.
We thank you back and appreciating what you're doing. And you have to understand, as soon as you have an intention to doing something like this you're doing now, you higher the vibration automatically for not only for you, but for so many more. And that's a good thing. So keep up with that good work.
Thank you. I'll try not to be a crybaby.
We don't perceive you as a crybaby, you're a lovely entity.